Next medium is podcasting to connect with an audience. You can see me here with Dennis Martin and Terry Tufts from Crosswater Outfitters. My podcast is called The Best of the Outdoors, sponsored by Texas Fish and Game. I don't know if any of you guys have listened to my podcast before. I have a feeling a number of you guys have, but I do them every 2 weeks. At the point that I'm doing this video, I do them every 2 weeks. Just because it's time consuming and they're long form. They're typically about 45 minutes to an hour long, if not a little bit shorter than that, but that's typically what it is. And I've got my mobile set up there in this photo, which is basically a Yeti Blue microphone, which I've got right here. There we go. So that's all that is a Yeti Blue microphone connected with a USB to a laptop, and I keep that close by because I'm constantly traveling somewhere and usually bringing the microphone with me. So I brought the microphone in my laptop to NRA. I bring headphones for the guests that I interview. I think that's professional. And then I also, bring my laptop and a charging cord and the USB line for the microphone, and that's really all you need. It's really fairly easy to do, and then the Audacity program on your laptop, and I talk about all that in the gear guide that I put together for this course. But basically, long story short, podcasting is great. Audio is king right now, and it's going to continue to be king because it's something that you can listen to passively. While you're, and I talked about this in another video, while you're driving a car, riding a bike, going to the store, working out, taking your dog for a walk, listening, working, whatever the case may be. If you're working on something that doesn't require your full concentration, like writing, you can listen to a podcast or a radio show or something like that on the side. They're great passive experiences. And what's going to happen in the future, and a lot of people predict this, is that there's going to be a big buy, just like there's for AdWords and video ads and those kind of things, for audio ads. All right. So if you ask Alexa, which we have here in our house, if you ask Alexa to go find you a pair of blue jeans, she's going to tell you, well, I would recommend you buy a pair of Levi blue jeans. How much is that going to cost Levi's? Okay, that's just a point. But audio is going to be king in the future. And that's why I believe so much in podcasting. I think everybody should have a podcast. Anybody that has a brand, anybody that has a development. And when I started podcasting, there weren't that many outdoor shows, but now there are a bunch of them. And so it's just about, bargaining for that attention, like I said before, and day trading that attention and getting people to look at your show. My show's been around for, since the spring of 2015. So a little bit over 3 years now. And I've been at it pretty seriously for a while now. And I just enjoy it. It's great. I love to interview people. I love to talk about different subjects and different news things that are coming up and those kind of things, and then do gear reviews and stuff like that. So a lot of the shows I do solo right here in this office where I'm recording this series. A lot of the shows I'll do mobile. Just depends on what mood I am, and it's just a lot of fun to do it. So every 2 weeks, I typically produce them a week in advance and have them ready to go in our newsletter, in our website at fishgame.com, and that kind of stuff. And so that's just the way that works. But podcasting is great. There are other places you can learn podcasting. There's School of Podcasting and a bunch of other different Podcast Paradise. Podcast House is the one Sam Crowley. That's the one that I took. Sam Crowley taught me how to set up all this stuff, and I had to learn all the equipment on my own because nobody really taught that when I went through it. And when I started mine. So basically how to get a mixer and a lot of stuff set up. I had all that stuff left over, all right? So as I talk about in the e-guide, there's not a lot of stuff that I went out and bought when I first started my show. In fact, I started the show on my cell phone, okay? And there are a lot of podcasters that do that. They do nothing but a mobile podcast, all right, with their cell phone. You get a microphone that plugs into your headphone jack, and you can record a show right there with Boss Jock Studio or some other kind of software like that, podcasting software. And you can also have fun with doing a mobile podcast with the Yeti microphone, like I said, or just do a studio podcast like I've got here in my little home studio. And so basically, podcasting's king. It's going to continue to grow. It's going to outpace radio because it's on demand. People can listen to it anytime they want to, and it's just a free form, on demand audio, thing. Is basically all a podcast really is. It comes in serial format, so you can listen to an episode 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or so on and so forth, and it's fantastic. I really see the future of this going with on demand everything with podcasts. I'm really excited about this future success of my show. So start with what you got. All right. If you want to start a podcast, don't have a lot of money, don't have a lot of time, just do one on the road in between stoplights. I mean, just do one on the road, just talking about your dreams, talking about your hopes and aspirations, inspiring other people, educating other people. That's what I'm all about big time with doing on my show.